Yeah. Fuck this whole goddamn administration, dude. I just got my healthcare taken away from me. I'm a 100% disabled veteran. I got a partial part of my fucking healthcare taken away from me because of fucking Donald Trump and his goddamn cronies. Thank you. Thank you so goddamn much. Thank you. I'm gonna be in fucking pain for weeks again because I can't get the goddamn healthcare that I need. They took away my fucking healthcare. Are you listening yet? They don't give a fuck about American people. They don't give a shit about veterans. They took my fucking healthcare. I'm a 100% disabled veteran and they took my goddamn chiropractor, you guys. The only thing that gives me relief for my broken back. The only thing that gives me relief. They took it away from me. They say I live too close and now community care is no longer available to me. Even though the VA is so understaffed, they cannot get people in when it's actually necessary. They can't get people in because they're so understaffed. Thank you. Thank you so fucking much for voting for this shit. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you have fucking veterans in your family that shame on you. Shame on the MAGA people. Shame on this goddamn regime. Are you fucking serious? I can't get my goddamn healthcare, but billionaires can get more fucking tax breaks? Awesome! That's fucking awesome!
How do we live in a country where people work their whole lives and then can't afford healthcare? I just paid a patient's Medicare deductible. I'm not telling you that to brag, and I'm not telling you that because I'm a saint, because I'm definitely not. I'm telling you that because we live in a country where people can work their entire lives and retire and then have to choose between buying groceries and paying for their health care. There was absolutely no reason for me to be in that office. I'd already been in that office once, but I somehow forgot to drop off the orders I was in there to drop off. And so as I made my way back downstairs, I stopped in and there was a couple standing at the window, and the lady told them it was going to be $154, and the lady looked at her husband and she's like, "We don't have that." And the lady was like, "I'm so sorry, we can't see you. We'll have to reschedule." And I slipped around the corner and I was like, "Do not do that to them. Don't do that. I'll pay it. Don't tell them, but I'll go to my car and I'll come pay you." And so I went back up there. It was going to be 3 weeks before they could see a surgical patient again. We have to do better.
Happy American Immigrant here, reminding you that the government was shut down under Obama over the fight for Obamacare. Obamacare has since cost this country $2 trillion. It has also caused healthcare to skyrocket. That is why, under the Biden administration, subsidies were passed to cover this cost. Now, the battle rages on over healthcare, not only over these subsidies either continuing or ending, but also over the fight for free healthcare for illegal immigrants. Now, I don't know about you, but I spend thousands of dollars every year for healthcare for my family, only to pay additional bills every time we go to the doctor. This madness has got to end. We need healthcare that makes sense for Americans. Thank you.
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about healthcare. This is not just about politics, it is about people. Many people are worried about their healthcare. Some people cannot see a doctor, some cannot pay for their medicine, some are worried that they may lose their healthcare. Think about that for a moment. What happens when a sick person cannot get help? What happens when a old person cannot pay for medicine? What happens when a family gets a very big hospital bill? Those are real problems. Those are real people are living with them. I know the government needs to use money in a smart way, but we also need a people who really need help, because anyone can get sick, anyone can have an accident. Life can change very fast. Today I may be fine, tomorrow you may need help. That is why I think healthcare should not be only a political fight. It should be about helping people. People wants to live, people wants to stay healthy, people wants to take care of their family, and people should not have to choose between the food and medicine. That is option. That is my option. That is my opinion. That what you think? Should you healthcare care be is easier to normal people to get? Tell me in the comments below. Let's continue.
Yep, it's happening. Did you guys see that woman talking about her father who got kicked out of the nursing home? That's not a random story. It's happening across the country. Just like we thought. Because of that wonderful, our big, beautiful bill, nursing homes are discharging residents who rely on Medicare or Medicaid because they won't be able to pay. Why? Because those programs are being gutted by funding cuts. Most of the residents are there because Medicare and Medicaid pays for their care. So without that funding, these facilities can't survive. They will kick people out. When the money disappears, they close. They don't care for your loved ones for free. They'll send them home to you. That means you quit your job, lose half your household income, and then all of a sudden you're the full-time caregiver. And then when thousands of caregivers leave the workforce, when nursing homes shut down, the economy takes a hit. This whole thing's not just about politics. It's about whether your parents, your spouse, your kids will have the care they need when they need it. People voted for this. Medicare and Medicaid cuts don't just hurt the elderly and the disabled. Believe it or not, they hurt every single one of us in some way.
Disabled person here to remind you that as the Trump administration cuts access to durable medical equipment, the equipment that disabled people need to survive in many cases through Medicare for the next 6 months, by not allowing any new vendors to enroll, even as disabled people are already struggling to get their equipment. And as they cut Medicaid funding to Minnesota, all in the name of fraud, it was never about fraud. Or rather, to Donald Trump, disabled people's survival is fraud. Because Donald Trump was willing to say about one of his own family members that if they're disabled and they just cost too much money, they're better off dead. To Donald Trump, disabled people costing the government any amount of money is fraud. Our lives, our survival is not waste, fraud, and abuse. This is the same useless eaters Nazi stuff from the 1940s. These actions are not accidental. This language is not accidental. This is how his administration truly feels about disabled people.
I want to talk about the healthcare in America, and I want to keep this very simple. No hard word, no big space, just a real talk. Because I have been seeing many videos from people who are worried about their healthcare. Some are old, some are sick, some are disabled, some are parents, and some are people who work every day but still need help with their health bill. No videos, one videos really catch my attention. A disabled veteran was very angry because he said he could not longer get some of the care that helped him with his pain. He said that care help is back. Now he's worried about being in pain again, and honestly that made me think. Imagine serving your country. You came home with health problem and need care, and then one day we are told that he care you need is not easy to get anymore. How would we feel? I think most people would be angry, and this is where I think we need to stop fighting about left and right. We need to talk about people, because when someone is sick, they do not care politics. They just want a doctor. They just want medicine. they just want help. That is it. And I think is this is something both sides need to understand. Healthcare is not only for one group. It is not only for people. It is not only for old people. It is not only for political side. That's at some points in life almost anyone can get sick. You can get a good job, you can have money, you can have healthy today, and tomorrow something can happen. We can get hurt, you can get sick, your child can get sick, your parents can get sick, your suddenly you need help. That is why I think we should be careful when we talk about cutting healthcare. Now I want to be fair. I do believe the government should look we waste. If money is being stolen, stop it. The people are cheating the system, stop it. If money is being using the wrong way, fix it. I do not think anyone should say that the government can never change anytime. I confuse is can, but there is big distance between cutting wastage and cutting help. That is where I think the real talk should be. Because if you cutting money from the health care program, you can save on paper. But what happens the people? What happens to old men who need this medicine? What happens to mother who needs care for her child? That happens to disabled person who cannot work like anyone else. That happens to the person who has a serious health problem. These are questions I want to leaders to answer, not just how much money will we save, but also who will be hurt. That question matters because a person who lacks health care does not stop being sick. The lines does not just go away, the pain does not go away, and need for medicine does not go away. The person still need help. The sometimes we people when people cannot get normal care, they wait until your problem becomes so much worse. They when they we have to go to a hospital, and that can cost every more money. So sometimes trying to save money today can create a much bigger problem tomorrow. That is why I think need to look at the full picture. Now let's talk about people who work. Some people say if you work you should not need help, but life is not always that simple. There are people who work to still cannot pay every bill. Their parents working two jobs. Their families paying high rent. Their people paying for food, gas and medicine. And after all that, there many may be very little money left. So when healthcare gets more costly, they feel it very fast. This is not about being lazy. This is about how expensive life has become. And that is another thing I think people forgot. Healthcare does not exist by itself. It is connected to everything else. Food costs more, rent costs more, gas costs more, electricity costs more. When we add a doctor bill, then medicine when trist, then maybe a hospital visit. For many families that can become too much, and when people are shared about money. They may avoid going to the doctor. They may say, I will go to the next month. When next month comes, they say, I will wait a little longer. And sometimes the small health problem becomes so much bigger one. That is why early claims matter. Now I know some people will say this is all politics, but I do not think it should be. Yes, politician makes a rules, and yes, the government controls a lots of money, but the result is about real people, and that is why I think need to stop treating every political issue like a football game. How do you do not save to care for your team all the time? If your side makes a bad choice, you can say it is bad. If your side makes a good choice, you can say is good. That is normal, that is healthy. You can support Trump and still disagree with him. You can support Democrats and still disagree with them. You can vote for someone and still say, I do not like this plan. Does not make you bad person. It means you thinking for yourself and think Americans need more of that. People should ask questions. People should check the facts. People should listen the people who are actually being affected, not just listening people on TV, not just listening to people on social media. Listen the people lives through it. Listen to veteran, listen to mother, listen to old person, listen to workers, listen to disabled person. Ask them what is happening in their life, because they are ones who know. And I also want to say sometimes some things about forgiveness. If someone voted for the politician and later say I was wrong, I think should listen to them. But people are allowed to change their mind. People are allowed to learn. People are allowed to say I made a mistake. But saying sorry should not be end. If you really think made me a bad choice, learn from it. Look at what happened, ask question, and next time make a better choice. That is how people grow. Nowadays get everything right, but we should all try to better, and that is the true voter side. I will tell me your thoughts in comments. Please keep respectfully. You can disagree without attacking it others. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next video. Take care. Bye bye.